I'd like to call the Tuesday, May 26, 2020 Commission meeting to order. Please join me in the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, we are excited tonight to share a proclamation with our community recognizing our 2020 high school graduates. And I'd like to invite Aubrey Hoffman from Colgan High School and Carmen Kent from Pittsburg High School, if you just want to. Office of the Mayor, proclamation. Whereas due to the global coronavirus pandemic, high school students saw their 2020 school year end with virtual classes, empty school buildings, canceled sports competitions, and postponed graduation ceremonies. And whereas students were denied the ability to walk across the stage to receive their diplomas, a rite of passage experienced by graduates for generations. And whereas in an effort to express pride and appreciation to the class of 2020, parents, educators, business, and city staff worked together to place banners in downtown Pittsburgh to celebrate graduates with the recognition they deserve. And the banner project was a collaborative effort involving Colin Hurt and Alicia Seals from Pittsburgh USD 250 schools, Lisa Russell and Jess Nicholson representing St. Mary's Colgan Catholic Schools, Joe Beeman and Sarah Runyon with the City of Pittsburgh, and Miller's Professional Imaging and U.S. Awards. And whereas the City of Pittsburgh is proud of the class of 2020 and is confident that our high school graduates will continue to serve as leaders of the Pittsburgh community. Now, therefore, I, Dawn McNay, Mayor of the City of Pittsburgh, Kansas, do hereby proclaim May 26, 2020 as the Class of 2020 Day in Pittsburgh, and congratulate all the 2020 graduates and wish them success as they pursue their passions to make a difference in our community, our state, our nation, and our world. So join me in congratulating the class. As I said, we have Aubrey here from Colgan and Carmen from Pittsburgh High School. If you want to just say a few words about maybe what your semester was like and where you're headed after this. I have to start with Aubrey, I forgot. I have to start. If you want to come over here on the end, sorry.
The semester was definitely different, but I think we ended out strong, and I'm proud of all my classmates, and I know Carmen could probably say the same about her class. As she said, I'm Aubrey Hoffman. I'm a graduating senior from Colgan High School, and I'll be going to K-State majoring in kinesiology and nutrition.
Great. Congratulations, Aubrey.
Thank you.
I'll trade places.
I'm Carmen Kent. As she said, I'm a graduating senior from Pittsburgh High School. I'll be going to Pittsburgh State University in the fall, majoring in business and biology. On behalf of my class, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone from the city and the town for your support and letting us know that no matter what happens, you're standing behind us. So, thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. All right, moving in. On the consent agenda, any items to be removed from the consent agenda? Seeing none, the consent agenda includes approval of the May 12, 2020 City Commission meeting minutes, approval of the May 19, 2020 Special City Commission meeting minutes, approval of staff recommendation to grant the request submitted by Kyle Michael to renew the dance hall license for the Pit, 516 North Broadway, and authorize the city clerk to issue the license, and approval of the appropriation ordinance for the period ending May 26, 2020, subject to the release of HUD expenditures when funds are received. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move. Second.
Moved by Patrick, seconded by Larry. Roll call vote.
Brooks?
Yes.
Fields?
Yes.
McNay?
Yes.
Munsell?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Consider the following. Resolution number 1235. Consider approval of resolution number 1235, Authorize and directing the issuance, sale, and delivery of general obligation temporary notes, Series 2020-1, of the City of Pittsburg, Kansas, providing for the levy and collection of an annual tax, if necessary, for the purpose of paying the principal of and interest on said notes as they become due, making certain covenants and agreements to provide for the payment and security thereof, and authorizing certain other documents and actions connected therewith.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. This is just the legal process that sets in motion the starting of the funding for the project of East Quincy from Joplin to Rouse. You guys all approved the authorizing resolution a meeting or two ago for that project, I believe. We need to do some, we're going to have some expenditures for engineering design of this project, and I need some temporary financing to pay for the engineering design and some easements. I'm just going to get that project started off. And this resolution 1235 authorizes that temporary note. Any questions on that?
Make a motion to approve. I'll second.
Moved by Chuck, seconded by Larry to approve resolution number 1235. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Jamie. Note purchase agreement, Clayton Holdings LLC. Consider staff recommendation to enter into a note purchase agreement with Clayton Holdings LLC of St. Louis, Missouri for the purchase of general obligation temporary notes, Series 2020-1, in the amount of $819,000.
Okay, this is where we went out to and got quotes for financing of the actual temporary note itself. Normally, in non-COVID times, we would have went to the open markets with this, but with the COVID pandemic, we were advised by the financial advisors of the city, Baker Tilly, that we'd probably better off just doing a private placement and send it out to our local banks, which we did, because there was they said that they had done some open markets and didn't receive any bids for some municipalities in the country due to the COVID pandemic, I guess. So anyway, we went out. I gave him a list of all the local banks here in town, and they sent out they sent the quotes to them, and they received two bids, one from Commerce Bank and one from GN Bank. And Commerce bid 1.3%, and GN Bank bid 2.35%. So what I'm asking for you is to award the bid to Clayton Holdings, which is the lending arm of Commerce Bank, for this temporary note of $819,000 at 1.3% for 1 year.
1 year.
It'll be due next June. And we will close on this June 11th. And I need the mayor, if you approve, I need the mayor to sign all these documents tonight before she leaves.
Any questions for Jamie?
No.
Motion to
I'll
approve?
forget ready. So moved. Second.
Moved by Larry, seconded by Patrick to approve the note purchase agreement with Clayton Holdings LLC. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
All right, thank you.
Jamie.
Hey, Mayor, real quick, if I could, Jamie made one error when he was explaining that this idea came from the bond council. This idea was Jamie's. Traditionally, we use temp notes, but to do a private placement, it saves us the fact of having to go out and do a rating and some other things that cost us tens of thousands of dollars. He suggested that we usually give it to somebody local anyway, so just wanted to make sure everybody understands before Jamie sneaks out of here in November, the value to the community, the value to the city, and the fact that he's taken 4 decades worth of knowledge out with him when he goes. So thanks, Jamie, for doing that. And he comes up with stuff like this all the time to save money.
That's a tremendous interest rate.
Yeah, Commerce really stepped
Extremely
up.
good rate.
Good stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you. Moving on to item C, disposition of bids 2020 surface preservation project. Staff will provide a verbal recommendation regarding the award of the bid for milling and surfacing of Mount Carmel Place, Cedar Crest Drive, Cedar Lane, Mill Road, Oakview Drive, Woodgate Terrace, Amber Drive, and Amber Lane. Hi, Matt.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. We took bids last Thursday For those streets, we're recommending award to Heckard Construction with a bid of $179,000. They did our last Broadway project and many projects that are around. We received 5 bids, so good numbers, good bids. Number 2 is $873 away, so we'll call that a win. So, with any questions?
How much longer does this treatment maintain the pavement?
This is a mill and overlay.
Oh, this is, you know, that's,
How old was the Abbey Lane and Amber Drive?
They were early 2000s.
Early 2000? What about Cedar Crest?
Cedar Crest, it was right there in the part of the Woodgate. Now, there's some parts of Woodgate that I'm not sure when it was, but yeah, Cedar Crest and Amber and Abbey, those were all in the early,
Those
either
all
late
look,
90s or early 2000s.
they look awful.
They are awful.
But what about Woodgate itself? I mean, I drove through there today and I seen a few places, but compared to most places in town, I just wondered how did you come about picking that one and say Mount Carmel Place too? Is there drainage problems on
There's
Mount Carmel
drainage
Place?
problems at the end of Mount Carmel Place, and they had some construction traffic, and it's kind of one of those deals. In the grand scheme of things, it's a little project, and whenever you're doing a mill and overlay, it's easier to do it right there instead of having them jump clear across town. So you kind of bundle it with projects so you can get everything in there. And there's part of Woodgate that we had planned on doing with Cedar Crest and Amber and Abbey. But then we knew with the South Rouse project there was going to be extra traffic going down in through Woodgate as they went around construction and those type of things. And so that first street in Woodgate, it's time to. I don't know
Sure.
when it was
It's
last
a
laid.
mixture
And then it's
between-
concrete in the back one needs some attention too. So
So it's a mixture of the concrete and the asphalt. It's not all one through there.
oh yeah, Woodgate's a mixture.
Yeah.
Yeah. The middle road in Woodgate is actually concrete.
So Cedar Lane over there, you can definitely see the problems over there.
Yeah.
So whenever you turn on that back road, is there a drainage problem right there too? On the very furthest back road?
Yeah.
When you turn and go that way?
Yep, they're going to we actually have Sprouse working separately on our concrete on-call bids. They're working in some valley gutters and stuff like that. So we left the concrete with the concrete contractor and the asphalt with the asphalt contractor. So yeah, they are putting a valley gutter in there, and they're doing some more concrete work in the curves of Cedar Crest Drive.
Okay. So being that you're already there doing the other ones, that's why you're doing these.
Yeah, and
These
Mount
two.
Carmel, Mount Carmel Place at the end of it, it has a drainage issue, and Community Health just recently bought that building. We're working with them on getting rid of some of their downspout and sump pump drainage, getting it into a box. We're partnering with them on doing a little storm project on top of that to work on some of that drainage as well.
Now,
So-
it says, if they're awarded the bid, they will complete it in the time frame. What is the time frame for that?
We put a completion date of September 1st.
September 1st?
Yep.
And the developers were able to make the decision to use asphalt on their roads when they built the developments? I mean,
Yeah, that
I mean,
was. I mean, they
That would've
put
been
asphalt
there.
in all of those. I mean, back in those days, asphalt prices were way cheaper than concrete, and more people did asphalt than did concrete work as well.
Now, Matt, this is just for a private contractor for this project, but the city will still continue to,
Our crews are still rolling. Yeah, so we're wrapping up. We've wrapped up the main line of Locust between Jefferson and 4th Street. We're tying in some drives and some alleys and side streets right now. We're about done with that, and then we've partnered with the city of Frontenac and the county. Hopefully, will help us with some trucking. And our next city crew project is going to be Atkinson from Broadway, just east of Michigan, that asphalt stretch through there, and try to get an overlay on that and make that a little bit better.
any other questions for Matt? Entertain a motion to approve.
make a motion to approve.
second?
Moved by Chuck, seconded by Patrick. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Matt.
Good
Moving
job,
into,
Matt.
moving into non-agenda reports and requests. Daron, anything from the city?
The county health order's kind of hanging out there.
Yes.
You want to
So,
talk about that, or?
sure. Well, I don't know if, The governor gave a press conference today at 3 o'clock, and as of midnight, 12:01, the reopen plan for Kansas becomes guidelines and not through executive order. So she is allowing the county commissioners to determine if there will be any restrictions based on COVID. So you talked to Jeremy and I talked to Rebecca Adamson. The county commission will meet on Friday. I don't think that they anticipate doing anything stricter. They will recommend potentially just for people to continue to follow the phases that the governor had put in place. But as of 12:01 tonight, the phase plan are recommendations and not through executive order, as I understand it. So 12:01, go to the bar. Anything else? Anyone? I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move. Second.
Moved by Patrick, seconded by Larry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.